Hey, Jordan, good morning.
Uh,
Coach Thacker talked yesterday about your effort in, you know, trying to restore the effort-based defense and have better effort than he's seen maybe in the last couple of games. What are you seeing from the defense?
First of all, good morning to everybody. Thank you for coming out and being able to interview us all. And honestly, I can say that um, I'm thankful for Coach Thacker for everything he said about me so far with the way I play, the effort and everything. And from the defense that I'm seeing, I can say we have been slacking a couple weeks because I know how our defense is. I know how our defense moves. I know how we operate. I know how the effort base of everything that we do. I know how everybody moves. So knowing this and knowing that we've been slipping for the past couple weeks, we've had an increase of leadership within the student athletes as a whole. So basically, Curry would step up and be like, oh, if somebody messes up on the D-line, he's going to get on us. And if I mess up, somebody's going to get on me. And now everybody's just being able to be held accountable. Everybody holding each other accountable, knowing that we can get that effort up. And I'm pretty sure that when we play Louisville, you guys are going to see a whole different Black Watch.
Next question comes from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Jordan, I was just curious about how you've kind of made this transition. We talked in the spring and last year a little bit about it took you a little bit of time to get comfortable with what they wanted you to do in the defense. Can you just talk about how that's kind of now manifested in your play on the field and the buy-in on your end?
I can honestly say when they first got here, I wanted to play linebacker. So that was my main goal. So I can say I honestly didn't invest myself as much as I should have when they first got here. And there were some other circumstances that happened that I didn't want to invest myself. But when I finally invested myself and immersed myself, started listening to Coach Collins, Coach Knight, Coach Coleman, everything that they've been able to teach me and everything that we've been working with, everything they've done and everything that other players on the team holding me accountable and everything, it's really attributed to all the success that I've had so far. And God willing, let that success just grow on so that it becomes team success and we can just keep everything moving forward.
And next question comes from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, Jordan. You mentioned about the defense slacking, and I'm curious, is that primarily an effort thing, or are there other things that you saw that you guys need to be doing better?
That's more just an accountability aspect of it. If I can't hold Curry accountable, if I can't hold myself accountable, if Haas can't hold me accountable, offense hold defense accountable, defense hold offense accountable, how are we going to be able to play with each other? How are we going to be able to give the best effort that we want, the best schemes that we want, be able to run our assignments, do the fundamentals well if we're not on each other every single day? So that's really just been the struggle, is the accountability portion of it. It was slacking a little bit, but I've seen this week that we've gotten it up a lot more. I've seen leaders becoming more vocal, players stepping out of their comfort zone to make sure everybody does what they need to do to get things done. I've seen actually offensive linemen run across the field to talk to a defensive lineman or another offensive lineman that they saw was slacking. So that just shows me that the culture around here is definitely changing for the better, and it's just keep getting better and better. And as long as we keep doing that, I know we're going to be all right.
Another question from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Jordan, what does it mean to the defensive line and the entire defense to have Antonius Clayton back on the field?
Oh, it's sensational. He's such a great leader, such a great person, just individual-wise. Having him out there is like having a bigger brother for me. He's out there always bringing energy, always bringing support, making sure everybody's accountable, doing their job. He's going to mess up sometimes, which is normal. I'm going to mess up sometimes, which is normal. But as long as we keep each other accountable and keep each other just moving, motivated through the process, whether one of us has energy and the other one doesn't, just keep everybody up and motivated. He's definitely made a huge impact being back on the line, just being a leader for the defense itself, leader in the DN room, just an all-around great and amazing person. And I can't wait to see what he does with us for the rest of the year.
Another question from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Jordan, it seems like you guys are having some more success with just bringing four and not having to bring extra defenders. How much of a point of emphasis has that been for you guys after last season, and what do you kind of attribute to why you guys have been more successful in bringing pressure without bringing extra defenders?
Honestly, I can really say that the weight aspect helped a lot too. Because I remember last year I was about 220, 219 coming off the edge. I can't really move a 320-pound guy. But with that Club 10-10 program, everybody going home, gaining weight, being able to work ourselves up, we're now able to get the push that we need. And that also goes into the accountability aspect of it as well. See, if I'm not getting to the quarterback, then I know the DBs aren't going to be able to hold themselves accountable, or they got to hold me accountable for not getting them, you feel me? So if the DBs end up not being able to cover a route for more than 3 seconds, that's on us. And last year we were one of the worst pass rushing defenses. I can't even sugarcoat it. We were one of the worst pass rushing defenses in all of college football. So basically that's just been a point of emphasis for us. Make sure we can get to the ball. Everybody's just been grinding, working moves, working footwork, working just getting bigger, just eating well, just making sure that we can create an impact from the defensive line for the rest of the team, so that we don't repeat what we were last year, which was one of the smallest, worst D-lines in the nation. I can honestly say that. So this year, you're going to see a whole different and improvement D-line.
Another question from Ken Segura from the AJC.
Chris, one thing, Jordan, that's stuck out to me, we've touched on a little bit, is just the effort that you play with, play after play to the whistle. What is it, would you say, is that's kind of gets your motor going every snap?
When I was 4 years old, my dad told me, go get the ball. And it's just been that ever since I was a kid, just go, go, go. At this point, my parents didn't want to keep me at home because I was just too energetic and wild, so they put me on the football field, and history was that. And knowing that I have somebody to back me up now in college, somebody that's got my back to my left, to my right, another 10 guys on the field that I know will just match my effort or exceed it, I can just run as much as I need. And I know Chico Bennett's behind me, or it could be in front of me, depending on the week. Chico Bennett's there. I know he's going to give maximum effort. Jared Ivey could be there. Curtis Ryans could be there. Kyle Kennard could be there. Any defensive end we could put in that could be there, I know they're going to give 100% effort every place, so why shouldn't I?
Time for just one or two more for Jordan. Next one comes from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Hey, good morning, Jordan. I was wondering what special challenges you anticipate facing Malik Cunningham this week as Louisville's quarterback.
Ooh, I can tell you, Malik Cunningham is a sensational quarterback. I will give him that. He knows how to run. He does lead the ACC in passing yards. But I feel like the scheme that we have as a defense as a whole, we should be able to do what we need to do. If we're able to play our assignments well, our jobs well, if defense is able to rotate well, communicate well, play like we know how to play like the Blackwatch that we know we are, then I feel like we should have no problem in anything, really, because I've seen what our defense can do, and I have full confidence in my boys.
Okay, are there any last questions for Jordan? Okay, if not, Jordan, thank you very much. Our next student athlete is going to be momentarily, it'll be Ryan Johnson. Ryan, you got me? So you got me in your ear? All right. Good. Turn on your mic. Okay. Next student athlete up is graduate student offensive lineman Ryan Johnson. We'll go ahead and open it right up for questions for Ryan. Once again, if you have a question, please use the raise hand function within Zoom. We'll call on people individually, beginning with Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Ryan, it seems like the last couple games you've kind of stepped up your personal play. Is it just kind of knocking the rust off for you a little bit and getting back out there? Because it seems like you've kind of stepped up your game as the offense has needed more help in the offensive line.
Well, I'm just trying to go out there and play my best game every day. And I know that's the same with all the offensive linemen and the rest of the offense. We're just trying to go out there every day and be better and do our job. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know, I'm trying to go out there and make sure I'm doing my part, playing my game, and just taking it one play at a time. We're offensive linemen, and you can't focus on the pass. You got to focus on the next play and only the next play.
Next question comes from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Ryan, it seems like the last couple of games, the run game has really picked up. You have some backs that have, breakaway capabilities. How do you approach the run blocking game when you know you have those type of guys behind you?
Well, it's really amazing feeling to have those backs behind us, have those guys behind us in the backfield. But as offensive linemen, we're just trying to do our part and protect them, make sure we're blocking our guys and moving them down the field. And I think we've done a great job with the offensive coaches and the staff to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to make sure to open holes. And I really see a lot of cohesion there between the offensive line and the running backs, and just trying to improve that every day.
Next question comes from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, Ryan. Jordan was just a minute ago talking about maybe a greater sense of accountability from player to player. You saying even, across offense, defense. And I'm curious if that's something you've seen, and how, if so, what have you seen in that regards?
Can you repeat that last part? You kind of broke up on me.
Sure. What have you seen in terms of, players holding one another accountable, this week, last week?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen a lot of that over the past 2 weeks. A lot of people stepping up, a lot of people trying to motivate other players, hold them accountable. We've all been trying to make sure that we're all doing our part, making sure the buddy next to us is doing his part. And that's the game of football. There's 11 guys out there, and if one person doesn't do something, the game fails. And it's kind of interesting. There's not a lot of other sports where that's the case, and football is kind of special. And so that's something that we're trying to work on. We're trying to improve, and I think we're doing a good job at that. We got a lot of good guys on this team, a lot of good leaders, and we're just trying to improve every day and make sure that we're holding everybody accountable and just trying to do our job every day, come out to practice and play the next play.
Next question comes from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Hey, good morning, Ryan. I was just going to say the offense had some ups and downs in the first 3 games, but the running game has really been very solid and very reliable. And I wonder, you guys take a pretty good bit of unit pride in that as the O-line and helping that running game be so productive?
Absolutely. There's a quote, and I can't remember now exactly who it was, but one of the greatest joys in your life is to move a man against his will from point A to point B. And I think that's really kind of what the offensive line is taking pride in, is being able to move people at any time, any point against their will from point A to point B. And Coach Key has really driven that into us, the physicality behind that, moving men in front of us and being able to run the ball downhill. And that's what we've been trying to do. That's what we're going to keep doing. And that's the physical aspect that we are trying to deliver to this team and bring to all the other opponents.
Ryan, we had a question texted to us. If you could, you've been here, 10 months now as a graduate transfer from Tennessee. If you could, maybe talk a little bit about that decision, now kind of in retrospect, to transfer to Georgia Tech, and, how you feel about that decision now that you're 10 months and 3 games into your time here at Tech.
Absolutely. It's been a great 10 months. I've really enjoyed my teammates and my coaches here, and I've had an amazing time. I've really improved, and this is a very special place. You got a lot of special people, and it's been an honor to be able to play here, and I've been enjoying every minute of it, not just from the athletics point of view, but from the academics point of view. Just being able to go out every day and come out with my buddies and come knocks heads and just play the next play. And it's been really a fun experience. And so I look forward to the next couple of weeks, and I look forward to keep playing with my guys and keep playing with my coaches and just enjoying the season.
Another question from Ken Segura from the AJC.
Hey, Ryan. The first two games, I thought you guys did a really nice job pass protecting, particularly against twists and blitzes and so forth. It was obviously a little tougher against Syracuse, and I'm curious kind of what can you take from that game, figuring out what was the kind of trouble spots as you go forward into Louisville.
Sorry, say that again.
Sure. I thought you guys did a really nice job pass protecting the first two games, particularly with stunts and blitzes, and you had some trouble against Syracuse. And I'm curious, kind of what was the trouble, and how do you apply how you take what you learned into the Louisville game?
Absolutely. The game of football is a learning experience, and you got to take what you learned, and then you got to move on. And we've really been working the past 2 weeks just to improve our game and just keep moving forward and doing our job as an offensive lineman. The offensive line, you got 5 people. If you're working in protection, you got 6 or 7 that all got to work together all at the same time. I'm a big music fan, so if you think in terms of a chord, right? You got to have all the right notes being played to have the perfect harmony of a chord. And if one is just slightly out of tune, then something's not right, and so that's what we've been working together on, is making sure we're all on the same page and making sure that we're all in tune, in harmony, working forward to make sure that we're getting our blocks done. I think all the staff and all the coaches and all the offense has been really pushing hard in this off week and this week to really try to make sure that we're all on the same page and just improving every day, every play, and doing our job.
Time for a couple more quick ones for Ryan. We'll start with one from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals, and then we'll end with a last question from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Ryan, I was just curious, you have Jordan playing next to you as a true freshman, and that's obviously a huge deal for him playing at right tackle at this level. Can you kind of just talk about what you've done to kind of help him and what your evaluation of how he's kind of handled the difficulty of that workload?
Yeah, so when I met Jordan in January, he's improved a ton since then. Every day I come in, he's either sitting in the hot tub, the cold tub, getting treatment, or watching film. The kid has really impressed me, and he's a very talented individual, and he's really studied the game over the past 10 months, 8 months, and I've just been really impressed. The amount of knowledge that he's gained from the past couple of months, and he's always learning. Of course, he's a freshman, right? He's going to make some mistakes, but it doesn't look like that on the field. He's making calls that most freshmen wouldn't make, and it's really impressed me. And he's doing a really good job out there, and really improving. And I think that's a tribute to Coach Key, and that's a tribute to the offensive coaches in general. They've done a great job at pushing us and making sure that we are at the top of our game, and making sure they get every ounce of potential that we have out of us.
Okay, and our final question for Ryan comes from Rod McKenzie.
Hey, Ryan, also, you got a guy to your left that's playing a new position.
I can't hear you.
How has he worked out at that new position, and how's he doing with the signal calls and that type of thing?
Rod, we had a little technical difficulty on our end. Could you repeat that question for Ryan?
Sure, Ryan. You also have a guy to your left that's playing a new position.
Hold
How
on.
has he progressed?
Rod, sorry. Do you got it now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have a guy to your left in Mikey Minihan that's playing a new position.
I'm pressing something?
When you press on the ear thing, it's
Oh, okay, I got you. I'm an analytics major, and I can't figure this out. This is my bad.
Yeah, I just wondered if you could tell us a little bit about Mikey Minihan, how he's progressed at the new position, and how's the communication along the offensive line with him?
He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job making the calls, making sure all the offensive line's on the same page, taking charge, and really just making sure that the offensive line is going the right direction. You know, the center for the offensive line makes a lot of calls and makes a lot of decisions. It's like the quarterback on the field for the offensive line and the tight end and the running back. And so he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, but he's really carrying that well. And he's been doing a great job over the past couple months and just really taking charge and leading and doing his job very well.
Okay, awesome. Ryan, thank you very much. Our last student athlete today is going to be Juanyeh Thomas. Juanyeh is actually doing a phone interview at this moment. So, actually, he just wrapped up. So we'll have Juanyeh up here as soon as we can get everything disinfected.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan.
Hey, hold on one second. Is this a new water? Okay, awesome. Thanks, sir. Check. You got me?
Good, we good.
All right. Arthur, you just let me know when the camera's ready and we'll rock and roll. Very good. Okay, last but not least, junior defensive back Juanyeh Thomas. We'll go ahead and open it right up for questions for Juanyeh. Everybody knows the drill. Please use the raise hand function within Zoom. We'll call on people individually, beginning with Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Juanya, yesterday Coach Thacker talked about looking for the defense to maybe cut down on the explosive plays. What has the approach been during the bye week to maybe try to correct that and get ready for Louisville?
Yeah, that's been the main point of things this week since we were on the bye was we have to get the ball out and for the back end we got to limit those explosives because that is a major part of any game, honestly.
Okay, next question comes from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Juanyeh. I was just curious, sort of along the same lines of what Rob was asking about. In terms of the explosives, and you guys have done a nice job of defending the whole field and not allowing long drives. It's been the kind of explosive. Has that been frustrating for you guys, especially as much pride y'all take in the secondary with y'all's play?
I can't hear it because it turned down. Somebody turned something down.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on 1 second, Kelly.
Okay.
I can hear you, Kelly.
That muted somehow. Check. Still nothing.
You hear music?
I can't hear nothing.
Can or not?
I can't.
Do you want to give him the other one? Okay.
This one's not working either.
Check.
I'm not hearing it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone, for bearing with us. Not sure why we're having some technical difficulties today. I'm going to blame Kyle Apat.
Your music?
That's good. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we're back. I think we're on a question from Kelly. So, Kelly, please go ahead.
Juanyeh, kind of piggybacking on what Rod said there a minute ago, in terms of you guys have defended the whole field well, right?
Yeah.
And it's been explosives, and you guys really pride yourselves in being the strength of the defense and the safety room and the nickels and all those guys. And I guess kind of what have you specifically worked on? What did you guys see kind of as the breakdowns when you looked at film, where those explosives were coming from?
Honestly, we've been defending, covering well, and it's just when it comes to third down, we have to get off the field, and then we have to limit those explosives, like I talked about with Rod. So like we just have to limit those, and then once we get to those downs to where they can throw shots, we have to capitalize. So.
Next question comes from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, Juanyeh.
Hey, Ken.
Coach Collins was saying the other day, or a couple weeks ago now, I guess, about how he had kind of changed the rhythm of the practice week, making different days harder than normal and other days, lighter in terms of load and so forth. And I'm curious if you noticed that and just what sort of impact you think that's had so far.
Yeah. He has changed it a bit, but it's just it's some more situational stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we can correlate practice just like we correlate the game, and I feel like if we practice hard like we're doing now, then I feel like the game is going to be easier.
Do you feel like it's made a difference in the first 3 games, or like how do you think it impacted you guys?
I feel like overall we have played well, as far as being in shape, knowing what we're doing, doing more situational stuff. I feel like it has helped us the last 3 games, but we just got to capitalize on the win though. So.
Another question from Kelly Quinlan.
Juanyeh, what have you guys seen from Louisville on film? I know that they have a pretty dynamic run game, but kind of what do you see when you look at their offense on film?
They have a little bit of fast tempo. I mean, they have a good fast receiver core that can make plays when the ball is thrown to them. So that's going to be the big emphasis for the back end this week, to control those guys.
Another question from Ken Segura.
Hey, you're playing on a Friday night. If memory serves, was it Louisville? You had the long,
yes, freshman year, yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. So just what does playing on a Friday night, you think, feel any different, or what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, it's definitely different, because when we're playing under lights, we can see the backdrop of the whole city. So I mean, it's gonna bring a different vibe. I just can't wait to feel it once again, because I feel like the last time we played a night game and Bobby died, was it last year or was it the year before? I think last year. Last game of last year, it was just a different vibe, so I can't wait to feel that again this year.
Okay, are there any more questions for Juanyeh? Okay, one more follow-up from Ken Segura.
Another unrelated question. Jordan was mentioning, he kept referring to the defense as the Black Watch, and I know that's obviously that has some history at Georgia Tech. Is that something that's kind of you guys are trying to bring back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna really get into it, but I mean, it is something we're trying to symbolize. I'm gonna put it like that, because if you watch the Black Watch defense with Marco Coleman, like we're just trying to play like them, fast, physical. So we're just trying to symbolize that in some certain way.
Very good. Well, we'll go ahead and end it with that. So, Juanyeh, thank you very much.